everyone. Thank you for listening to Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips, your podcast channel for effective communication skills. And I'm your host, Sarika Singh. On this podcast, I talk to you about becoming an effective communicator, be it in branding communications, how to pitch to clients, creative writing skills, how to speak, when to speak, tips to avoid and handle those goof-ups, how to break the ice and start conversations, and everything else that walks through my mind. This episode begins. Today, I'm in a story mood. I was in a mood earlier this morning to listen to stories, which I did earlier this morning. And right now, I'm in a mood to tell you some stories. Having said that, don't you think I've forgotten this is a communication skills podcast? And all my content has to be around communication skills? Believe you me, these stories which I'm going to share today are communication skill stories. And they can show you how effective your communication can be and how you can twist it to be positive, how you can make it absolutely negative. The stories which I'm going to share have been shared with me in my recent workshop, and I have taken full permission from those who've shared them. So the first and the second stories were shared by Deepa Sachdeva, and I'm sharing these with her permission. The last one was a contribution by Anmol Seth. So thank you, Deepa, and thank you, Anmol. Do you like listening to stories? Do you tell stories? What do stories mean to you? To me, stories is a message. Stories are messages that we want to communicate without sounding direct, without sounding blunt or commanding. So whether it's bedtime stories or moral stories that we tell our children, we want to instill good thoughts in them, good value systems in them. And through our stories, we share those messages. The stories we share in our speeches, in our presentations, our talks, are our communication that we are trying to give a message through that story. So stories are extremely powerful when you want to communicate your ideas. In the words of Ursula Guin, the unread story is not a story. It's a little black mark on wood pulp. The reader reading it makes it live, a live thing, a story. I agree with her, only I frame it differently for my purpose. I say, the untold story is not a story. It is unsaid thoughts that stay buried and remain buried. The speaker and the listener together make the stories come alive. So let's make all three stories come alive. Let's hear what Deepa and Anmol have shared, and let's understand the message the stories are going to tell us. Deepa shares. Last Friday, it was my daughter Pia's 3rd birthday. She received lots of toys as presents. Obviously, her room was flooded with new toys. The whole weekend, I noticed, Pia left her toys in the middle of the room. I explained it to her that I felt scared when the toys were left in the middle of the room, in case I tripped over them and hurt myself. Pia listened to me and she said, "Don't worry, Mum. I will keep my eye on you and I will make sure you don't trip over them. I will follow you everywhere you go and I will warn you if you get close to the toys." I thought Pia will understand. But ouch! The toys remained in the middle of the room. Pia supported me, she watched me, she kept an eye on me, but she did not remove the toys. I thought, let me try again with a slightly different approach, with slightly different communication. The next morning, I told Pia again. "Piu, I'm still worried about the toys in the middle of the room. Last night you went to bed and I had no one to look out for me. That's all I said, and I wandered away. I watched from the side of the curtain and saw this is what happened. Pia, when I was talking to her, was watching her favorite cartoon. She loved the Disney princesses, and she would not even blink when her show was on. Forget about getting up. But for today, Pia dropped her TV show, she got up, she picked up her toys, tucked them away in the toy basket, and tucked the toy basket under the table. And she called out to me, "Mom, you don't have to worry about the toys anymore. I've put them in the basket and even put the basket under the table. Now you won't trip. Even when I'm sleeping, you won't trip." The whole day, Pia kept checking with me, "Mom, are you still scared about the toys in the lounge?" I hug her every time and thank her for caring so much about me. My little angel. And yes, not to miss, problem solved. Now just imagine. Suppose I had authoritatively asked Pia to put the toys in the basket. Would she do it? Suppose I punished her for keeping the toys strewn around on the ground. Would she want to put them away? No, isn't it? Why Pia agreed was because of the positive communication. Her mom empowered her. She let Pia help her to help her. She engaged Pia positively. Most people love to contribute to us. They just don't know how. Let them contribute. Bring about positive communication with those around you. See your life change. This story is also by Deepa. Pia, all of 3, loves going to birthday parties. Last Tuesday, it was her friend Zoe's birthday party. And Pia was so excited. She couldn't wait to get there. The party was in the evening, so I asked Pia to take a nap in the afternoon. Pia hates to sleep. She'd rather play. "Sleeping is a waste of time, Mama," Pia would say. I would plead and she would make faces. So we had this usual tug of war about this. Pia, in her argument, said that she was too old for a lunchtime nap. "Mama, I don't want to sleep in the day." I was sure that she needed it because I knew that otherwise she's going to be very irritable at the party and she's not going to enjoy there. I also knew that even if I force Pia to sleep, she'll probably be awake under the blankets and she'll pretend sleeping without actually resting. So, what do? I really wanted her to sleep so that she could enjoy Zoe's birthday party. I used my approach, the same approach I used for the toys. I told her, "Piyu, when I used to take Josh is the elder brother, now 7, when I used to take Josh to parties, whenever he was tired the next day, I had to go to the doctor because my back hurt so bad. I would really get upset and grumpy and in pain. Because Josh was tired, I had to carry him on my back. So, I used to make Josh sleep so that, I would not have to carry him on my back and my back wouldn't hurt." Pia kept listening to my story carefully. Finally, as a master stroke, I did an pretending that my back was already hurting today. Looking at me, Pia immediately said, "I know, Mum. Can I sleep on the couch? Because I know that's what Bhai does sometimes. I'll try to do it like him. If I don't fall asleep on the couch, I'll take myself to my bedroom and I'll sleep there properly. I won't let your back hurt, Mama. Don't worry." Saying this, Pia cuddled her plushie and is currently sleeping on the couch. Mission accomplished. Why Pia agreed was because of positive communication. Her mom empowered her to let her help her mom. And her mom engaged Pia positively. Once again, I urge you to help others to help you. People want to contribute to us, they just don't know how to. Let them contribute and bring about positive communication into your life. This story was shared by Anmol. Anmol is a coveted fitness trainer and works with several celebrities. He shared his story saying that effective communication is key to successful caregiving. Let's hear his story. After his father's death, Anmol decided to leave his mother at an assisted living facility for senior citizens. He was divorced, he didn't have enough support or time to take care of his mom, so he looked for a good assisted living facility and put his mom there. But he did visit or at least call her on and off. He was particular about this. Lately, his work was getting busier, and so his visits were a bit rationed. He didn't like it, but there was nothing he could really do about it. It had been almost 2 years since he moved his mom there. She had made some nice friends there, and it was all working out well for both of them. Last week, he received a call from the aged care home, from the assisted living facility, and the person on the other line said, "Your mom is very serious. Please come and visit her." Anmol was shocked, restless, and he went there. He saw that his mom was very ill. The doctors said she's close to her end. Anmol wept. He loved his mother so much. He asked his mom, "Mummy, what can I do for you?" You must hear what his mom said. She said, "Anmol, can you please install some fans in this aged care home? My friends tell me that many rooms have no fans. And please give them more fridges because sometimes milk spoils and we can't have tea." Anmol was shocked to hear such a thing. And he asked his mom, "Mummy, you've been here for almost 2 years. You've never complained. You've never even mentioned anything about fans or fridges or milk spoiling or chai nahi hai. But now, the doctor is saying that you're really unwell, and now you're telling me all this? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Why now?" The answer that Anmol's mom gave him brought tears to all our eyes at the workshop. She said, "It's okay, dear. I've managed with the heat and the loneliness and the pain alone. But when your children send you here, I know you'll not be able to manage. Your parents taught you to talk by talking to you. Now that you're the one caring for your aging parents, you need to talk to them to make sure the lines of communication are open. Check your end of the lines, unclog them, open them up. When communicating with your parents, remember 3 simple rules. Not to argue, not to say, 'Don't you remember?' and not to correct." I hope you enjoyed the stories shared by Deepa and Anmol. These were real stories. These were not scripted stories. If you want to share your story, don't forget to follow me on communication_coaching on Instagram or write to me on communicate101.com. Stay blessed and enjoy the power of positive communication. See your life change. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.